There's no question that this industry is going through a huge amount of change at the moment. And when we talk to customers, they always talk about the same thing. They're being asked to do more with less. And that means they need agility and flexibility to use equipment in completely different ways. And so there's a lot of debate in the industry about whether to use traditional hardware, whether to go to software-based systems, whether to run on the ground or in the cloud. But here at Grass Valley, we don't think those are binary choices. In fact, we think it's really important that you use hybrid approaches and use the correct tool for the job. We make a lot of hardware still, and we expect to continue to do that for many, many years. But what customers are doing is they're looking at how they can augment traditional hardware with software systems to get new levels of efficiency. The other big trend we see is what I call the pop-up production control room. If you're the owner of sports rights, you want to take those sports rights and do as much with them as you can. And so even in the most simple form, if you're just taking a world feed of some major sports event, you need to top and tail it with a slate, perhaps put some graphics on, insert commercials, perhaps add your own local commentary for your region. And traditionally that would tie up some physical infrastructure that you would have to put in your facility and then not use a lot of the time. So that's the perfect use case for a cloud pop-up infrastructure where you can literally start it up for the few hours that you need it to do those productions. And then the whole debate about cloud versus ground. Again, we don't see that as a binary choice. AMP is a edge compute architecture. So we make a distinction between the control plane, which usually runs in the cloud, and the data plane, which is where you do the pixel processing, and that can run in the cloud or out at the edge. It's really where it makes the most sense is for the individual customer. So a good example of doing it at the edge is if you want to use uncompressed 2110 workflows, but you still want the flexibility and the agility that software systems give you. And Canal Plus in Paris is a really good example of that. And I got the opportunity to visit them a few months ago and have a look around their facility and see how they produce their sports programs.
Over the past 2 years, Canal Plus has rationalised its real estate footprint in Paris, moving from 3 buildings to a new state-of-the-art facility. With less space and more production to deal with, Canal Plus turned to GV AMP as a key component of this next-generation facility.
We have a long history and confidence with GV. That's the reason why we choose AMP. Second thing is we find that the ecosystem that was already in place was in advance. The first thing is AMP rely on all the standards and internet standards and cloud standard, I would say, that we are looking for. We want something now it's less proprietary and get the benefits of all the technology and all the improvement and the agile development scheme. And we experience day to day with new features that can be delivered very quickly. And it's a good surprise always.
So in this area, we use Live Producer for produce the show, and we have 4 external, 1 clip player who build inside AMP, 1 graphics engine provided by Visarte engine, and of course a lot of still store and clip player. We imagine to use Live Producer better standard switcher because I think it's a more appropriate adapt to our show because we don't have a lot of sources, just 4 external input and 1 LSM, etc. And Live Producer seems to be more appropriate for that. So it was a right choice made with the help of our TD.
Canal Plus made extensive use of the customizable dashboards in AMP in order to maximize operational efficiency.
With AMP, we create a dashboard for a standard user. Like that, the end user can manage up to 6 multi-feed at the same time. So on this dashboard, on this screen, you have 6 multi-feed. It's our terms in Canal Plus. In this case, he can see the program just with a standard proxy. He has the countdown of the clip player, and because he have for each multi-feed a clip player process available, they can switch between a main and backup external feed. For example, in this case, we have a PGA golf event, and we receive the main and backup. We have also a focus button here, and like that, here we can have directly access to the clip player, to the HTML renderer, to the graphics, and we see here all the workflow. With these two screens, which are completely combined in one computer, we can manage up to 6 programs.
That's, I would say, the main reason why we choose AMP. And as a companion of GV knowledge, I would say it's also a company who knows our business, and which is able to make a good transition from traditional hardware to software-based processing.
So Canal Plus is a great example of using software-based systems to build a beautifully flexible system, and I love what they've done with the use of dashboards and customized user interfaces to make the operational experience really easy as well. So that was edge computing on the ground. A cloud-based infrastructure, looking at another customer in Asia, Telstra, they've got a great example of how using AMP-based technology enables them to be very flexible and responsive to their customers.
Telstra Broadcast Services are a wholly owned subsidiary of Telstra, and we provide broadcast solutions and managed services to our clients internationally and domestic.
I'm really quite excited to bring on Grass Valley AMP. It's a solution that we can stand up anywhere in the world for a multitude of different customers.
GV AMP is a product provided by Grass Valley, which allows clients to do production in the cloud. The benefit for any client would be that they don't have to spend money on having hardware that they may only use 20% of the time. It means someone else owns that infrastructure and they don't have that expense.
To achieve that, we've got a lightweight technology stack and a simple operational training program. And this enables our customers to fast track their go live.
TBS and Grass Valley have been working together for quite some time, and we partnered on this facility here, which is the first all IP control room in Australia. So we have worked very closely as partners over the years to do some pretty groundbreaking things.
Well, the partnership between Grass Valley and TBS is really the ultimate solution for our customers. It's the combination of connectivity solutions from Telstra Broadcast Services. Stacked on top of that is the agile media processing platform provided by Grass Valley.
We can stand this platform up anywhere in the world for any kind of customer with very little lead time. The ability for us to just deploy a new feature with the click of a button is really just so powerful.
The feedback we get is very positive. The flexibility, the ease of operation that it offers, and also cost benefit.
We are taking a lot of that live pain away. The nuances of dealing with live sport, with dealing with on-air changes, with dealing with new codes coming on that change their specifications at a moment's notice, and you have a week to have it ready and on air.
It really allows our customers to solve the biggest challenge that they're facing in the media industry today, which is really about how do I achieve a greater yield per asset? So how do I produce more content at higher quality, at a lower cost, and receive more revenue per asset that I make?
The only kit that they need on site is a computer and sometimes a microphone if they want to do some commentary, and that's about it.
So hopefully you found those 2 case studies interesting and have given you some food for thought about how technologies like AMP can be utilised to solve a variety of different business problems. So to summarise, we always used to say content is king, and I think that's very much still the case. But I'd add to that architecture. If you've got a flexible architecture that can accommodate to your changing demands as a business, you're very much setting yourself up for success in the future.